Good afternoon, good evening, now good morning. Yeah, welcome back to my channel, dear viewers. Yeah, and those of you who have already watched my previous videos, welcome back. To the newcomers, you are welcome. Alright, so we have started a Tally series, yeah, and today our focus is going to be on a service-oriented business, or a business that offers service rather than selling of goods. Alright, so let's get into it. If you are new to Tally, you have to go and watch my previous videos on Tally, and also you have to download the Tally on your system, your laptop, whatever you're using. Right, so let's get into it. The company that I'm going to use is currently Twitter Business, but let me alter it, right, and use P.P.E services here. Services. Alright, okay. Now email okay, so let's start. Now under masters we have accounts info, and under accounts info we have group, ledger, budget types, statutory info. So let's go into groups. We have single and multiple, and each of them has create alter display, which is self-explanatory, right? Now defaultly, or the automatic groups that Tally has provided for us, as we have capital accounts, which is part of the main groups in the accounting equation. We have fixed assets, which is under assets, right? So we are going to alter fixed assets, because now most financial statements will show non-current assets. Okay, the nature of group here allows you to create a group under either assets, liability, income, or expense. So let's check that one here. Tally has given us loans liability, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete it. So before you can delete a group in Tally, which is under accounts info, you have to go to alter, and you have to make sure that there's no transaction or there's no entry tied to loans liability. So Alt D to delete. This guy doesn't want to delete. Okay. So now that I have altered, let's see if he will allow himself to be deleted. No, he doesn't want to go. So let's rename it also to non-current. So if I can delete, then it means it's tied to another account. So let's see if renaming can work. Non-current liabilities. Alright, so now we have non-current assets and non-current liabilities, but according to the standards we have a group called PPE, which is plant, property and equipment. We don't have that one here, right? So what you are going to do is you are going to create a group, and these groups are going to be subgroups under certain main groups, right? So we have PPE, and PPE is not primary because we already have current assets here, right? So we choose current assets, assuming we were now creating non-current assets rather than what we did by editing the fixed assets into non-current assets. We would have chosen primary, right? But this one is a subgroup, and this subgroup is under what? Current assets, right? So behave like a subledger. No, not applicable. Okay, so now we have created a subgroup which is PPE. Now we are going to create the individual items which are under PPE, and they are plant, property, equipment, right? So we can use multiple create to do that since they are all under the same group. So we have property or property, then we have plant, then we have equipment. So we are done with that one. Alright, then let's check again. We have capital account here. So what can we do with capital account? We can rename capital account into owner's equity, like it's being showed on certain financial statements or in the account equation. We have assets equal to liability plus owner's equity. So let's try something here if it works. Owner's equity. This should be primary. And here we don't have the nature of groups. Instead of they bringing an additional option for owner's equity, here we have only liabilities, and owner's equity is a liability, but this liability is coming from the owner, not outsiders, right? So we choose liability here. No. Now let's see if we can alter capital account and bring it under owner's equity. Okay, so it's not allowing us, then meaning this capital account is tied to another, so reserves and surpluses are under capital account, so that's why we can't alter the capital account. So before we can alter the capital account group, we have to unbind the reserves and surplus from capital account before we can alter it, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change owner's equity, which is a group, so I'm going to delete it, right? The owner's equity that I created, I'm going to delete this one, so it allows me to delete because it's not tied to any. I'm going to delete this one, then we move on to ledgers, right? So ledger, I'm going to create owner's equity so that it allows the owner to introduce money or introduce capital or assets, any other assets into his or her business, right? So we can, here it's more of the creation and opening balances of the ledgers, but when we move on to accounting vouchers, here it's more of entering, and this place, when you don't have the account already created under accounts info, then you have to press Control, you hold Alt and C to create it instead of creating the bar. To get, since you know what is required of you, you create it once and for all. So under ledgers, we all know ledgers since we are studying accounting, or we are a little familiar with accounting, right? So we have owner's equity. Since capital account is the name is already used to differentiate between it, I'm going to use owner's equity here. Owner's equity accounts, duplicate name. So meaning we have already created owner's equity. Yes, so owner's equity is already here. Okay, so then we can use capital account as a ledger here. Capital, it's under what? We already have a ledger called owner's equity, which is under capital, right? So there's no need creating it again. Yeah, so I already created this one. Okay, so there's no need creating it again. Now what else do we need? We have sundry debtors and other stuff. Okay, we have those sets already. So now let's say we have a question that we are starting a business with 1,000 Ghana cedis, right? We are running services. Let's say you are a part-time accounting teacher to an SHS students, right? So starting your organization or your company, you are going to use journal to enter balances, right? Opening balances. So that's looking for journal. For journals, and under journals we have journal configurations also. So skip date, since we have not purchased the official licensed Tally Liabi versions, we are going to skip date because it will only allow you to enter 4 different dates, then 2 freeze or something like that. So yes, skip date, use debit credit instead of 2 and buy, yes. 1 on negative balance, yes. Allow cash accounts in journals, yes. Show bank allocations, no. Skip all these. Show ledger current balances, yes. Show balances as launcher dates, yes. Show ledger final balances, no. Confirm each check before printing, yes. We are not even going to use print check, so no. For now, default allocation, no. We have additional ones here, yes. So we leave those ones here. Alright, so we are starting a service business and we are introducing cash into the business. So this one, during the transaction analysis, cash is an asset, right? So let's see if we have cash. So we have cash here, right? Which amount? Cash amount of 1,000 Ghana cedis for a start. Okay, we have 1,000 Ghana cedis. Then it means it's from what? Owner's equity, right? Now, are we going to use a laptop or something? Yeah, we already have a laptop as a fixed asset. So what we are going to do is we are going to escape. Now we are going to add cash. First, let's create an asset for it. Let's create. So computer will be under equipment. Computer. Yeah, equipment is an asset. So if inventory value are affected, nope. So the laptop that we are using for our business is worth, say, 1,500 Ghana cedis. Alright, now let's go to debit again. Cash amount of, say, 500 Ghana cedis. Cash amount of 500 Ghana cedis. What else again? There's a size book that we give to our customers or our students as working books. So we will create books. Okay, we use working materials. Yeah. I'll say teaching materials. Teaching math. Okay. It's under equipment, right? And it's worth 200 Ghana cedis. So credits. So meaning the owner introduced, or we introduced 2,200 Ghana cedis as capital into the business, and 1,500 of the capital is the computer that we added into the business, or we introduced, or we are using for our business. And also teaching material is 200 Ghana cedis, is worth 200 Ghana cedis, and physical cash that we have at our disposal is 500 Ghana cedis. So we can say opening balances, or being opening balances. So, since Tally is not allowing us to enter specific dates, we are going to add the date this transaction occurred as part of the narration, right? So, let's say we are starting our business today. So, today is 29th May. Okay. So now when we open the transaction, we can see the date, so that we can use these narration dates in the narrations to do a special account or a different daily accounting record keeping in Excel, right? We get onto that one. So I think this will be all for the example in using Tally to enter transactions, right? So I'll load another video with a full question on a service oriented business with around 10 to 15 different transactions, right? Thanks for watching.